I'm going to demonstrate how to maintain your Paslode Frame Master nailer, including an older version of the tool and the finishing bradder. You're going to need a can of degreaser, oil, a screwdriver, a 5/32 hex Allen key, that's in your tool case, and a clean rag. Before we start, we must ensure that the tool is made secure so it cannot discharge a nail. We must remove first the battery, then the fuel cell, and lastly the nails. Okay, let's go. We start by removing the air filter grill. Now remove the 4 head cap screws that secure the head cap. Now you want to remove the 2 front screws near the lower contact element and slide this back for better access. Now let's separate the handle and fan motor from the main engine. To do this, place the tool upside down on a flat surface. Lift the front of the tool and carefully slide the fan and handle assembly away. Take extra care not to damage the fan blades or piston cylinder wall. Now we take the main engine assembly and, using the handle of your screwdriver, push down on the center of the piston. Spray the degreaser liberally into the cylinder. Hold the assembly on an angle so the degreaser is able to dislodge any deposits so they flow out. Spray the interior of the piston chamber until the degreaser starts to leak from the back of the tool. Now let's spray the head assembly, paying particular attention to the steel rings and the spark plug. It is important that these elements are as clean as possible. Now, using your clean rag, dab inside the tool around the fan base and the steel rings to remove any stubborn deposits. Then spray the air filter, removing any debris. Inspect it for any holes or defects. Set the parts to one side to dry for at least a minute. This will ensure that the degreaser has completely evaporated. If you're cleaning a finishing tool, there are some important differences to remember. After removing the head cap and filter, you'll need to disconnect the fan motor and spark plug leads. To remove the head assembly, simply turn the aluminium head 1/8 of a turn clockwise and remove. Lubricate the piston combustion chamber with 4 or 5 drops of oil around the inside of the lower part of the cylinder assembly, again taking care to ensure that the oil lubricates the walls of the chamber. Push on the driver blade tip until the piston is almost flush with the top of the cylinder chamber. Next, using the handle of your screwdriver, push down on the piston head. Repeat this 4 or 5 times or until you're satisfied that the piston is moving smoothly. Now push the driver blade right to the very top of its stroke. A good tip is to make sure you leave the piston assembly at the top of the cylinder before reassembly. It will make it easier to align the components. Now let's oil the steel rings. Put a few drops of oil around the steel sealing rings and, working it in with your fingers, ensure that these rings turn freely. Be sure to swivel the piston rings so the gaps you see are not aligned. This will ensure the best possible seal and will enhance tool performance. Finally, let's oil the fan motor. Place 1 drop of oil around the base of the fan shaft. If your nailer is older than 2011, it'll have a rubber O-ring. You need to remove it, inspect, and clean it. To remove it, gently squeeze it to create an overhang. Carefully grip that and then pull the ring out. Take extra care not to stretch the rubber O-ring, as damaging this can compromise the seal. Check for damage or other wear and tear. You will have to replace it if damage is detected. Use the degreaser to spray debris from the O-ring. Then use your clean cloth and dab it dry. To replace the rubber O-ring, bring the O-ring up and, without stretching or twisting it, work it gently back into its groove. Add a few drops of oil around the outside of the O-ring and move it around with your fingers to ensure the O-ring is well lubricated and moving freely inside the groove. Place the tool engine assembly on its back and slide the handle and fan motor assembly into the back of the engine housing. Again, take extra care not to damage those fan blades. Now push down on the nose and ensure that the moulded metal spikes pass by the O-ring smoothly. Replace the cap screws, the filter and filter cover. For its reassembly, the steps are similar to those of the nailer, except you need to turn the head 1/8 of a turn anti-clockwise to lock the head assembly into place. Now reconnect the fan and spark plug leads. Okay, now let's give the nailer a test. You should clean your tools every 10 boxes or after every major house job. If cleaned regularly, you can expect to significantly increase the life and performance of your Paslode nailing tools.